Greetings, my saplings. Alright, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Air Jordan 1 Game Royals. To be more specific, like always with these How to Cop guides, we are going to be talking about some release info, how to cop them, and some resale predictions for those of you who do care about them. But, you know, come on, guys. These are going to be a personal cop for me. Now, I know there's a lot of heat coming out this week. For instance, we have those Tinker 3s, and we also have those Sean Witherspoons coming out. So don't worry, guys. Turn on post notifications right now if you haven't already. I'll make sure that I make the videos on all the raffles, how to get multiple entries on them, all that good stuff, guys. So turn on notifications. Also, feel free to follow my Twitter. I put out small little updates on there if I can't make a video. But with that out of the way, why don't we just jump right into some release info. So to start it off, the Air Jordan 1 Game Royal will be releasing on March 24th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time at most retailers. However, we know that there's a lot of European retailers that release around 4 a.m., 3 a.m. The retail for these shoes will be $160 US. Now, for the grade school sizes, it will be $120. And I'm going to talk about why it's important to note the pricing on the grade school ones. We're going to talk about some resale predictions at the end of the video. For now, though, why don't we jump into how to cop these shoes? Because obviously that's what you guys care about, right? You want to be able to rock this shoe, or maybe you just want to resell it, but you need to know how to get them. So to start it off, obviously, the majority of you who've been in the game for a while, you should know that these are going to be coming out on Nike Sneakers. That is the app and the website. Now, I am almost positive that this will not be a draw just because the stock is supposed to be almost exactly the same as the bread toes, and as you guys know, the bread toes were a first come first serve, so I do think that you guys have a pretty decent chance of copying them on Nike Sneakers app and website. Now, because of this, because it's not a draw, I want to give you some tips, which most of you should know, but I know some of you guys don't, and you guys still aren't using these tips. Please, guys, use these tips that I'm about to tell you. First of all, go into your settings when you've already made your account. And first of all, I do recommend using the app over the website if that's possible. So go into your settings, make sure that your size is already selected, make sure it's set as default. Make sure that you fill in your address, and don't just fill in your address. There's a little box that you have to check where it says set as default address. You guys have to set that. Then also for payment, you have to do the exact same thing. You could use PayPal or credit card. I prefer using PayPal. I've just had more success with that. But if you need to use credit card, that is fine also. Now, I would also advocate, if you happen to have the opportunity to do so, set up Apple Pay. So that means instead of having to go through this whole entire thing, all you got to do is type in your passcode. I know with the iPhone X, you could even just let it scan your face. Some are the Touch IDs. Basically, it will just make it like a very, very easy, simple checkout for you, and it will increase your chances of copying them. Also, guys, if you don't have access to Apple Pay, I know I personally don't, just practice typing your password in over and over and over again. Make sure you have it down packed. Make sure you have it like muscle memory. Just get super good at it. Also, I wanted to mention, if you happen to only be buying these shoes for resale purposes, I would advocate going for a 10 and a 10.5. These sizes will not go for the most money. However, they are going to be the easiest ones to get. But you guys know me. You guys know my new strategy of copying Jordans and Nikes just because I simply don't know any jigs we can use on the Nike site. We tried making multiple accounts, and that just gets us IP banned. We even later found out from a Nike representative that they are tracking our addresses and our payment methods, so we can't be using any of that anymore. So what I've recently been doing, I've been actually going to the mall at around 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. And yeah, it's really bad, but I can assure you guys, this is how you can guarantee yourself a W. I know I personally copped 4 pairs of the men's bread toes, and you know, I hooked up a lot of my friends, I hooked up my dad. So again, yeah, I would suggest make sure you go to the mall around 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. And if you're a little confused on what to do when you actually get to the mall, because I understand some of you guys might be new to this, you don't know how the extra pairs at Foot Locker and Champs work, because obviously we're going to get into like signing up for the app on that and whatever. But some of you might not know how leftovers work and how leftovers get distributed. If you have no idea what to do when you get to the mall at this time, check out this video right here. It's super informative. It goes through a step-by-step process in which it tells you what exactly you need to be doing when you're in the mall, but I obviously don't want to explain the whole thing now just because it's so in-depth. In addition to like Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs over there, I'm sure Kicks USA will also have leftovers from their raffles. Also, this leads me to my next point, in which you guys need to sign up for all of the apps. Now, at first, what usually happens with heavily stocked Jordans like these, because I believe It should be around like 75K, I think that's right. It'll say that it's a first come first serve. However, keep an eye on it for the entire week, and comes like the middle of the week, you will be able to sign up to make reservations. Now, a lot of you guys already have that 10-minute head start or whatever. I know some of you might only have 9-minute head starts because you didn't check in at the store. Guys, if you don't have the 10-minute head start, I can assure you that you are not going to take a W. I know some people have in the past. It's super, super rare, and apparently it's randomized, but I can assure you that if you have the 10-minute head start and you've spent $300 there, you've checked in at a store, I can assure you that your chances will go through the roof in comparison to not having them. But you guys know me. You guys know how lucky I happen to be with raffles and stuff. I have the 10-minute head start on the Champs, Foot Action, Foot Locker, and I still have yet to win. I just get waitlisted on all of them. But that's not to say that you shouldn't sign up. Obviously, guys, sign up. In addition to those foot stores, Kicks USA also does one. And with Kicks USA, the unique thing about it is that you can make multiple entries on Kicks USA. So you got to keep your name the same. Keep it like your authentic name, because they will ask you for ID when you go to pick up the pair. But then you will have to create new email addresses, I believe. You could try adding the +1, +2 email jig, where you basically add a +1 at the end of your email right before the @gmail.com. You could try that out. I personally would make different emails for each of these. Might be a little tedious, but it's worth it in my opinion. And I think they ask you for a phone number as well, but what I like to do, I just put in a random phone number because there's no verification process. You can just change up the last few digits or whatever floats your boat. Now, just keep in mind, guys, when you pick up these pairs, because it is an in-store pickup, for Foot Locker, Champs, and Foot Action, if all those stores do get them, you have to be there by at latest 3 p.m. I saw a lady come in at 3:03. They wouldn't let her take the pair, so do not be late, guys. In addition, for Kicks USA, I believe it's 11 a.m. I might be incorrect, but I'm sure if you happen to win, they will notify you via email, and they'll let you know like what time to pick them up and all that good stuff. Now, we currently don't know what Quick Strike retailers are going to be getting them. We don't know what raffles there will be to sign up. Now, in my opinion, I'm confident that End Clothing will get them, S&S will get them, Foot Patrol, Soulbox, Overkill, BSTM, Foot District, all those good sites. Essentially, most of the sites that got the bread toes just because the stock is so similar. However, of course, I am going to make an updated video, if it's possible, closer to the release date on all the raffles that you should be signing up for and what stores will be releasing them overseas, so you could try at 4 a.m. also. But now let's talk about some resale predictions. Let's talk about, like, should you buy these shoes to resell them, or should you not buy these shoes to resell them? Like, will they brick? I'm just going to flat out say it, yes, these shoes will have resale value. The stock is essentially exactly, not exactly, but very, very close to what the bread toes were. However, it is important to keep in mind that there was more demand on the bread toes, specifically because it's a white, black, and red Jordan. In addition to that, the quality was really, really great on those. You have to keep in mind that the demand on the Game Royals are going to be just shy of that. There's not going to be as much demand, but there's still going to be a lot. It is a Jordan 1. It doesn't have the Jumpman on the back. It has the Nike Air on the tongue. It has the Wings logos on the side. Even though stock is the same, I do think demand will be a little lower, which basically means resale will be a little lower than the bread toes. So I'm predicting, it depends what size you get, obviously. I'm thinking maybe it'll be $210 to $250, somewhere around there. So that essentially means that, yes, after fees on selling on StockX, Go, or even having to pay shipping and a 3% PayPal fee, however you plan on selling them, you should still be able to make a decent amount of profit. Guys, it's just super important to keep in mind that the release maps, although there's tons of stores getting them, the amount of pairs that each store gets is just, it's really not a lot. I saw an identical map with the bread toes, and right before the bread toe release, I tried to make it very, very clear on my Twitter and in my video that the Royal Blue 1 map looked just like this, and the resale on them was pretty high as well. So if you ask me, don't even consider what's on the map. It's not how many stores are getting them, it's how many pairs in each store. So I also wanted to mention the grade school sizes. They will be retailing for $120, and I would advocate buying any single grade school one you could get your hands on. I'm not saying just go for size 7, because believe it or not, the other sizes go for equally as much. So usually when you're in store, if you happen to go to the mall, when you go to get your ticket for getting leftover pairs and coming back at 3 o'clock, you will be granted the opportunity to purchase a grade school one as well. I would suggest buying it, but here's the thing. Here's where I kind of messed up. I sold my grade school ones almost right away. Like as soon as I bought them, I sold them, and I made around like $30 to $40, which wasn't bad at all. That's good profit. However, I wish that I held them for 3 to 5 weeks because right now they're going for over $200 in almost all sizes, which is incredible. That would have meant that I would have made around, after fees, $70, $80 per shoe, and I had 4 of them. So that would have paid for some future grails that I could have bought. So again, guys, I would suggest buying all the grade school ones that you can get your hands on, but when you get them, do not sell them immediately. I would suggest holding them 3 to 5 weeks. Now comes to men's sizes. If you're wondering if you should hold or sell those, I'm going to have to say just sell them. In the future, obviously, it's going to go up. Most limited shoes do go up in the future. It's just what naturally happens in the market. However, looking at what happened to the bread toes, in fact, some of the sizes even went down, and the ones that did go up, it just wasn't a significant amount where you should be holding them. So I would advocate that you don't sell them the day of, because the day of, it's still a little low. Wait around 1 week, maybe like 3 to 5 days. That's when they kind of peak. That's when you should sell your pairs. But like I said, these will be a personal cop for me. And if I happen to get other pairs, usually I like to hook up friends. But of course, none of my friends want them. I'm going to resell them, and I'll use that money to buy some other grails for my collection. So that will conclude today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you happen to enjoy, feel free to leave a like. Maybe you learned a couple of things. Feel free to leave a like as well. Also, make sure to subscribe to join this awesome community. We're always trying to help people. If it's not me, I mean, there's plenty of people who reply to comments. That this just makes it a super helpful community where each and every single one of you guys matters. So with that, good luck, have a fantastic day, and I'll keep you updated on this release as well as all the other Heat releases that are coming out this week and in the future. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.